And I'm going to be showing everybody here another craft strategy. I turned the camera off just because it kind of covers up the table. I didn't even use the video in my last strategy video either. So let's just get into the strategy. Here we go. I find this to be a little bit better of a strategy, especially on like a random roll, as opposed to like if I go shoot for my own self, I may use a little bit more uh, straightforward approach and go a little bit higher, trying to bet a little bit more. So let me show you this strategy, and I mean it's even a good strategy. I mean, for your own self, but I mean, when I'm shooting, I like to, set my dice and try to hit numbers. So, of course, I'm gonna play a different strategy when I'm actually sitting there trying to roll numbers. So, if you are able to go roll numbers, you probably wouldn't want to put the don't pass part of this system in there and just stick to the pass. So that's the only recommendation I can say to that. But here's my strategy. Definitely one of my favorite strategies. So let's just consider that you're at a normal, typical casino. That's generally going to be a $5 minimum in a lot of places. So we're going to roll. Okay, so the roll is 9. You are going to count the rolls as you roll. So that's one roll. So 1, 2, 3, I'm not going to do anything but roll. Alright, so check it out. I wonder if I can speed it up. There's roll 2, roll 3 coming up. So now when you've hit the third roll, you're going to start betting the come bet. You're going to go 1, 1, 2, 3. You're going to bet the come bet once, twice, and then your third time. And if it loses, you bet it again. 2, and then 3. I could be taking odds on the 9 and 10 right now. I forgot. So I was going to say don't be surprised. But after that third roll, you only want to take odds on that 4th, 5th, and 6th roll. You want to pull those odds off of there. And that's because you're going to the don't come. So after that third roll, all you do is just don't come, max odds, max lay. And if it loses, you just max odds again. It doesn't matter. So we rolled 7. Kind of bad timing, bad roll. Remember, nothing's going to be picture perfect. But this strategy is very solid because you're basically gonna stop the 7. So that's 1, 2. I didn't have a pass line. Are you serious? So we're just gonna roll again. Oh god. 3. So now we're gonna bet. And I will bet the 5. I'll bet 10 on the 5. God damn it, I didn't put the come bet out there. So we have a 9. Jeez, I should have been on. I totally messed this roll up. It's because this software, it doesn't have the fast roll feature, and it throws me off. I mean, for God's sake, man. You know what? I'm starting over. Give me a second. That was just too bad. All right. I started it over. We're going to go one.
They're coming out.
So if I roll a 7, I'm going to start over. Okay, here's roll 1. 2. And then 3. We're going back on the pass line. Okay, so we're on the 4th roll. We're going to play max odds. And we're going to bet the comeback. 4. So here's on our 4th, 5th, 6th, we take a comeback with max odds. Okay, that was 4. 5. And then we do another one. 3. Okay, so we take the odds down because we're going to the don't pass. So take those down. How did they let me take down a comeback? Well, that's an exploit. That is so dumb. I can easily exploit this game by just going through the comeback and then taking it down. I'll show you guys that because that's just, but I'll show you it later. So we're doing the comeback or the don't come. Almost can't even use this. Jesus. Now it won't even let me. Dude, this game is so buggy. Look, it's letting me take a lay, and I took down the 9. How stupid is that? Oh, great. And then from here, you do max lay on the don't pass. And from here, you don't have to count anymore because you just keep going DC, DC, DC. Lay. Okay, 7. 7 right here. It's like almost 100% guarantee that there was going to be a 7 rolled. It's just the way it is. It's still 1 though, okay? And then, you know, the 7's going to roll right now. It just always rolls. Most common rolled number on the table. So no surprise there. I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. I'm not even gonna take odds. 1, 2, 1, and then 3. Wait, that's 1. 2, 3 right here. Can't even get to the 3rd roll. Okay, 1, 2, jeez. 1, 2, and 3. Combat. I'm not even taking the odds when they're gonna let me take a combat down that's supposed to be contracted. That's just stupid. So 1, 2. Oh my, let me show you. I'm done. That's the whole strategy, but let me show you what the problem is. If a casino lets you play the combat and then you can take it down, you're gonna make money in the long run no matter what. And I'm gonna demonstrate how effective it would be to be able to just say, hey, take my combat down. Because you're not supposed to be able to take combat down. Because it'll give you the advantage. Watch, I'll show you. All you do, you put max bet on the combat. This bet is gonna make me money no matter what. But I don't want to play a 6. Well, let's take it down. All I gotta do is roll a 7 or 11 and I'm gonna win. It doesn't matter that I rolled a 2 because I roll a 7 or 11 twice as often as I'm ever gonna roll a craps. So I'm gonna win over and over and over on this combat. Which no casino out there is going to let you do that. Wow, surprisingly I lost, but I will still show you guys how it doesn't matter. I could probably turn this into infinite amounts of money. with just this $200 bet, $300 bet. Watch. Let me show you how effective, if I am able to come back. 7. Look, it's already started. Look, I already got almost all my money back. It's like I didn't even lose. This is like a dream come true. If you find a table that says, oh yeah, we'll take your comeback down, do this. I'm telling you right now, do this. If they let you take a comeback down, this is how you make money. Boom! We just got paid again, $500. And we're just doing a $5 bet on the pass. Remember, this bet is 100% guaranteed to always make money. 100%. There's absolutely zero, nearly zero, virtually 0% chance to lose with this bet. But if you go to any casino, you're not going to be able to do this. They're going to say your comeback is contracted. That's why I can't believe this software. It's a free download, but still, they should know that. Oh yeah, take my comeback down. Because if I roll 7-11, I'm going to make double my money. Doesn't matter if I could have won on that comeback. You're not risking anything, so you didn't lose anything. Now I'm betting a bet that's 100% guaranteed to win in the long run. If I do this bet thousands and thousands and thousands of times, you will make so much money. It would be like a fungus. It would be like a virus growing out of control. I'm going to show you how powerful. All I got to do is roll 7 or 11, and I win, period. Okay, well, let's definitely take that down. Why would I play it 10 for 1-1 when they're going to say, oh, yeah, here's your money. Oh, yeah, give me back my money. That bet should pay me double. Why the hell would I play it for 1-1 if I could just say, hey, take my comeback down and place it? And now it's going to pay me fucking double. Give me a break. You're never going to find a casino like that. I mean, they would have to be out of their mind. So, of course, I'm not going to keep going on and on with this. But it is cool to see how effective the math would work in your favor. And don't be surprised if we roll a yo 11. Yo 11. Yo 11. That 7 and the yo 11 have all the expected value that I need. Seven. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this video up to keep it really short. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Of course, that would be a dream come true if anybody could ever find a casino that doesn't let you or lets you take down your comeback. If anybody finds a casino out there that lets you take down your comeback, please let me know so I can go play there. All right, stick tuned to the channel, and I will try to come out with more strategies and videos for everybody. And one of my favorite strategies right there. So don't forget, you count 1, 2, 3, no 7, because that's what you're keeping track of is the 1, 2, 3, no 7, and then you do a comeback. So after that initial first 3 rolls, then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, betting the comeback. If it loses, if you roll a 2, 2, 3, then you bet it. Too bad. I mean, it's just the way it is. You still bet the comeback 1, 2, 3. And then after that third time, then you go to the don't come, and then you're going to be going don't come, max lay, don't come, max lay, don't come, max lay, don't come, max lay, over and over and over and over. If it keeps losing over and over and over, you have the option to call like, okay, I don't want to continue this roll. It will eventually happen to somebody. If somebody was using this strategy, it will happen, but it's very rare. So it's not going to happen too often to where it would be something I would worry about. I wouldn't be worried about it. And another thing, if you don't want to take a lay against the 6 or 8, you really don't have to. I don't like to lay the 6 and 8, but I would always keep the flat there. The bet that is betting against the no 8. Just leave it there. If it loses, it loses. Don't. A lot of people like to take it down, and you're losing expected value, and that's unprofitable. It's just not profitable to take down a no 6 or a no 8. If it hits, it hits. Nobody is going to know if it's going to hit or not until it happens. So unless you can find someone that's truly psychic, which, of course, I'm being sarcastic, you're not going to find people out there that are psychic. It's not in our nature to know what the future is going to be. Okay, so you know what? If your don't come goes to the no 6 or no 8, just leave it. Just leave it. Because you have 6 ways to win, 5 ways to lose. You're not psychic. You don't know which is going to happen first. So you can't say, hey, take that down because I know that it's going to roll again. You don't know that. You're not psychic. And if it does roll, it doesn't matter because you have 6 ways to win versus 5 ways to lose. You have more ways to win than you have to lose. A lot of people, you know what they do? They take the don't pass 6 down, and then they just put it onto the place bet 6, and then they bet it to. How dumb is that? That is so dumb because now you had a better bet at better value, and then you strip the value you were getting from your previous bet to take a bet. It's not a bad bet. It's not that it's a bad bet. It's just that you strip the value of your previous bet, and now you're gonna keep piling more and more negative expected value against yourself. So if you do that thousands and thousands and thousands of times, you're going to be able to see it with your eyes. Like, oh yeah, no wonder I wouldn't want to take my no 6 down. Why? Because most of the time, if you take down a no 6, it's more expected that it's going to win than lose. So if you're taking down a bet that's more expected to win than lose, hello, you are making a stupid play. Whether it wins or lose, you don't know that. Nobody knows that. It's called gambling. If you aren't going to gamble and take a risk of hitting a loss, don't play. And there are strategies you can incorporate to where you can throw out that edge of where you can try to work on being a little bit psychic and predict your bets. How hard is that to use a strategy where you're going to just pick numbers that you're going to bet on that you think are going to roll? How much easier is that to just decide like, oh, I want to bet this number, that number, because I know it's going to roll, as opposed to doing it the way where you're stripping yourself of value. If you're going to try to predict something, don't strip yourself of that value. Make sure you're just throwing it out on something that is a random choice. Don't go stripping the value. I just showed you what happens if you strip the value of that come bet. If we can strip the casino of the value on that come bet, look at how much profit we're going to make. And that's what it means. Like, if they let us strip them of that value, it's going to be a bloodbath on them. Don't go stripping yourself of value, because we can see that if you strip yourself of value, it can lead to a bloodbath. I mean, it's gambling. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. When you decide what you're going to bet, you need to stick with it and keep going with it and let it happen. I mean, if you can't, that's your number one rule as a gambler. Make sure you can afford your loss. If you can't afford your loss, that is not gambling. That's called being suicidal. That's actually like a suicidal thing. If somebody were to go bet everything they had on gambling, that's suicide. That's absolute suicide. Okay? And I mean, maybe most people are delusional when that happens, or maybe most people make that choice on their own. It's still stripping yourself of value if you're not playing by the rules. Playing by the rules is knowing, hey, I can afford to take a loss because the game is designed where some people will lose, some people will win. So your number one rule is take a loss. You know, how hard is it to go take a $400 loss one month and then just maybe go try again in 6 months or maybe a year? You know, you guys got to use balance and set rules for the way that you're going to play. You know, hey, if I lose this $400, I'm not going to play again for X and X amount of time. I mean, set yourself up quotas and stay in those boundaries so then you can stay in perspective and stick to reality, you know, be able to, you know, don't go floating around reality, deluding yourself to what's real, you know, stay real, keep it real, you know, be smart about it. Know your bankroll budget, and what a good bankroll budget I would recommend for everybody. Of course, not everybody, but if anybody were looking to write some sort of budget, you know, a good starting formula to work with is, okay, I can afford to gamble 5% of what is inside my bank account that I can spend. So 5% of that, but you're going to set a limit to how often are you going to say I can use 5%. So you can't just say 5% a day, because that's basically you can use all of your money. So you're going to say, okay, so if I have $1,000 in the bank and I can spend all $1,000 of that, you're going to say, okay, well, I can spend $50 in gambling. And I can afford to lose that. And it isn't going to matter whether I win or lose. And I'm only going to spend that 5%. How often? Now that's your choice. What are you going to decide? Are you going to decide like maybe once a month I can go gamble 5%? Or maybe 2 months, every 2 months. Okay, then I'm going to go do another 5%. Or maybe 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, maybe a year. It's your duty and it's your responsibility to come up with reasonable numbers that are going to work in your benefit and, you know, protect yourself. You know, if I'm going to go spending 25% of what's in my bank, am I going to need that money? Do I want to do 25% of what's in my bank? Is that too much? Okay, so, you know, be realistic, be smart about it, and set thresholds. And that's another way you're going to be able to prevent addiction, because you're limiting yourself to what you're Because if you tell yourself, hey, I'm not going to do something unless I'm inside my boundaries, you're going to set your psychological programming to become more effectively set to actually happen, as opposed to someone who is randomly just deciding, oh, I'm going to pull out another $500. And maybe they're not even keeping track of anything. And maybe they've already taken out 75% of all their money in their bank, and they need 25% of what they've already taken out over. So don't be one of those people who are losing control. That's called losing control of yourself. Make sure you're in control of yourself. Most people, granted, are pretty financially stable, but everybody knows that a lot of the problem is the addiction, and then the hardest part is getting away. So that's how you set your escape plan out, to where you can say, oh, I can get away from this, and I can do this safely and be able to have fun with it and enjoy yourself, which is what it's supposed to be for. Everyone's supposed to just gamble for fun, entertainment. But a lot of times you got so many people doing it that, some people get addicted. So how can you prevent addiction? Knowing what's realistic, what is expected, what's smart and what's not smart. Now you know what's smart, now you know what's not smart, so you have better chances of gambling more profitably, safely. Alright, so hopefully everybody learns a little bit from this. I'll be releasing some more videos, and enjoy. Good luck out there. Like and subscribe to the channel, don't forget. Or else, I will strip you of your value.